Hello, welcome to Basketball Edition. This is a special episode. We're calling it What an Episode. We're joined by Adam from Waterpool and by our boy Phil. Lads, how are we?
G'day, mate.
Doing good, very good.
Welcome along. We're all about cards today, lads. I am exceptionally excited to talk about with you. Waterpool has been one of me and Phil's favourite breaks to follow. Mainly because of you, bro. Just entertaining, mate. 100%.
100%.
No, I appreciate that, boys. It's been a pretty fun run these last 7 weeks. So we're just bringing the energy over at Waterpool, bringing the hype. And so hopefully people can get around us and come have a look.
Yeah, mate. And you're nearly at 100 breaks already. I remember, I think when I started, it was break 30. And I think Phil started even earlier at break 10 or 20, like time flies and having fun, eh?
Mate, it's been hectic. I just had a look back, going through the history books of Waterpool, and our first one was on the 29th of November. And what have we released today? Like 90, I think 92, 93, 94. So it's just wild. It's non-stop. Like where the breaks are coming from, I don't know. Hopefully in the next month or two, I might get a day off somewhere. But for now, we're Waterpooling, baby.
Yeah, bro. I think you're going to be booked out for a long time, mate, especially once listening now.
Yeah, I reckon.
We're going to go through our quarters with our fans there. So first one, we're just going to be talking about unveiling the pool. So Adam's going to take us through what Waterpool does. Quarter two, we're going to be talking about the card revelations. So what's coming up, also the latest editions that are coming through, and what Jimmy and Phil have pulled recently. We've bought some good ones and got some good ones. Number three, the rookie watch. So rookies to look out for this year and rookies to look out for last year, because I understand there are a lot of the products are coming through from 22-23. And now we're moving into the 23-24 year with a lot of Wemby chasing. Then quarter four, we're just going to be talking about who are the contenders this year for the title. Nice and easy. Let's crack in.
Let's do it.
So, quarter one. Adam, welcome along, buddy. Thanks for joining us from Waterpool. So tell us about Waterpool.
Where do we start? So I guess we can go with the inception of the business, I suppose. Me and a friend, two local boys to Dunedin, down south in New Zealand. I moved over to Australia a few months ago, we'll call it about 10 or 12 months ago now, and got into basketball cards and thought it was really cool that there was another thing that I could spend my money on and waste my money on. And then I looked at it and thought, there's another way that we can turn this on its head, and looking at the demand out there and seeing all these breakers that are just selling out at, some interesting prices too. I thought there's a definite gap in there for someone to come in and blow it up. And that's what we're doing right now. So at Waterpool, we're basically breaking hobby boxes of cards, breaking it down into 30 teams. Customers go ahead and select what team they chase. And then from there, we rip it live on stream on our Instagram account at Waterpool. So it is a lot of fun. It's great fun. Over the last 7 to 8 weeks, we've had some absolute bangers, makes people some money. Jimmy and Phil have been in there too, getting amongst it, and it's been unreal. We've had some fun ones. There's a chase going on of presentations, and we're trying to get some biggies over there.
Mate, 100% I'm chasing those presentations. I'll reveal why and what I'm chasing in quarter three, but how do we find you on Instagram, mate?
Yeah, easy as. Just jump in the old search tool there, search up Waterpool, WOTAPUL, Waterpool. You'll find us. It should be the first hit. There's a lot of people over there at the moment, so we should be coming up quite easily, I'd imagine.
And you guys have got a real easy interface as well. Like one of the better ones, like a couple places that we've gone to, like you link to your website really quick. And one of the best things, and having that link to PayPal, but going through and linking through the website, you can go and pay with PayPal, but it's also really easy to find the teams that you want, easy to pay. And also like, I like how things are presented. Like, it's just simple. I'm like, okay, there's hoops, there's optics.
Like for me, it's real easy to find. Like you go to the homepage, you see, there's breaks, shipping, how the break works. Like it's super simple. Some of the other breakers either exclusively do it on Facebook or exclusively do it on Insta. And if you're a Kiwi, I know one of the outfits I see, it's like, I'll pay it into this bank account and it's Australian. Oh, okay, well, I can't do that. So like being able to do a credit card, for example, is super easy. And then, you do make it really straightforward. And
I think that was the point. Like I wanted to make it as simple as possible without me having to do anything. Like I don't want to have to go and check the bank for something. I don't want to have to go and do all this. I don't need to wait for someone to come and request shipping from me. Let's just do it all automated on the website. People can go and choose it when they want. So I built this about 4 sort of months ago and just had it sitting there waiting in the wings. And it is really simple. So I'm glad that's what you've brought back, because that's what I was going for with it. After seeing all the other breakers out there with their pages, I didn't even know what I was buying into sometimes. So I just thought, let's make it as simple as possible. So it's good to hear.
Yeah, and how as well, like when you go into buy, and this is for some of our listeners who are new and sort of like on the fence with coming into breaks, what Adam's done and what Waterpool's done, when you look at it, you also can see what's available or what to get or what hits you want to get from the pack. Like
Mm.
that thing there that other places aren't making it as clear, where your ones, my eyes go, I can look, see the picture of the cards. I'm like, yep, I want that. And then I also can have a look and see what I need to get, like, base rookie, autos, presentations, optic
Yeah.
flush, these whatever card packs there that are there, it's there for us. So that's real cool, mate. It's such a good product. Loving it.
And
Yeah, it's a lot of it's we've just tried to set up for people that are coming in and new as well, because a lot of our friends in New Zealand, like, we love basketball. We think it's one of the best sports out there. But then the subsidiaries that come with that, the cards and things like that, there's no market for it in New Zealand, which is surprising, because there's a lot of people there that there could be a market for. It's just about getting the prices there. So yeah, I'm glad you guys have pointed out the highlights and things in the descriptions, just looking for certain things, because that's really what we're going for. So it's awesome to hear a wee feedback session.
well,
Yeah.
and like, and
Yeah.
for me too, it's sometimes you can be caught out, and I've definitely been caught out on a couple of other sites where you're buying in at a decent price point, but there's only like 12 cards in the pack, and all of a sudden the break's over, and you're like, oh, was that it? So it's like being able to say how many cards are actually available, because I think that's
Yeah.
worthwhile looking as well, because a lot of the times you can walk away pretty disappointed if you're expecting a massive number of cards and it turns out there were none. But if you go on being
Yeah.
like, right, okay, there's 30 teams, there's only 10 cards. The chances of me getting a card's low, but that's the risk that I'm willing to take on board.
Yeah, definitely. I think it might come back to the knowledge of what people have about the cards. Because for me, being a breaker, I do know lots about the boxes and what's in and what the hits are going to be. But for someone buying it for the first time, and they go to the biggest one thinking that they're going to get the best results or the most expensive one, but a little bit of research will find that even maybe the cheapest one that we have is the best value. Yeah, so getting the exposure out there to people, I think, is important. I'm going to note that down and get some more informational stuff out there, I think.
Yeah. The other thing as well, mate, I'm glad you mentioned New Zealand. In New Zealand, we've gone from having, I think, back when both me and Phil were playing basketball, because we're both, tall guys. I'm 6'4". Phil, what are you? You're 6'5", 6'6"?
6'5", yep.
You're 6'6". Nah, Charles Barkley.
With shoes, bro. With shoes, I'll take it.
We're tall, but when we were playing back in the day, I think New Zealand had maybe about 20,000 registered players. They've now got 188,000. So, you stumbled into a market, being Kiwi boys as well. Getting us that market is such a good. And that's the end of quarter one. So nice and easy. Countdown time is not working. Yeah, not working as efficient as we want it to today, but it's working. Quarter two, we're going into the card revelation. So we're going to talk about what packs are coming and the impact of tops entering the market next year. And they've signed the King, LeBron and Bronny Jr. That card there is going to be the chase. And we will get that double autograph, won't we, Phil? We will do it.
100%. 100%.
If you guys don't, I will.
I think we might have to all go in for that big box.
Yeah.
Hey, remortgage the house, sell some organs. I'm not allowed to promote that, but
I'm sure we could cut it up into triangles too and take a third each. I'll have the LeBron auto though. I'll take that part.
Well, maybe we can just go week about.
Yeah, let's share the week. Let's share the week. And me and Phil will do weekdays. You do weekends.
Yeah.
We hold the Bronny James with a pillow and drive it to each other's houses.
I get discounted shipping too through Ozpost. So there we go. Perfect. That's an idea.
Wait.
So Adam, what's coming, mate? What's coming from?
What is coming out? Well, for us, we've forever got the 22-23 boxes in stock, ready to go. But the new boxes that are popping up, there's some big ones. We're hoping to get Immaculate coming up very soon. That's on the 31st of January. So that's huge. That's an expensive price point. We might be getting our first $2,000+ box in at Waterpool. So that would be awesome to see. Court Kings got pushed back, which is a shame. It was meant to be out 4 or 5 days ago, but it's been pushed back into February. So I'm looking forward to that one the most. I think the
Yeah, I
Court
love Court
Kings.
King.
Yeah, the Court Kings boxes go absolutely wild, especially being a low numbered card box, but it's like the first release of the low numbered cards for 23-20. I think it might even have less than 10 cards in it this time. I'm not entirely sure, but that's an exciting one coming up. And then when Panini releases the rest of their stuff, who knows? It always gets pushed back, forever getting pushed back, but we'll have things in the wings for sure. We've got so many breaks up at the moment. Repacks are coming. We're going to have private repacks coming up too as well. So there's lots going on.
Do you know what I'm looking forward to most? And you got me hooked, Adam, you bugger. Blimmin' Photogenics, man. You got me hooked. I've got 4 photogenic cards. I've got I've got a collection. My collection's 7,000 cards big. So I've been collecting cards since I was 8 years of age. Not all in pristine condition. About 4,000 are the ones that I've collected from a young age. I traded to get all my cards when I was a kid. And I've got a lot now. But they are awesome, man. They're like one of the pride and joys of my collection. Like I got the coppers in the drawer, and I was just like mucking around, going, "Oh, I'll put in for that $9 or something." And then I got like this mean Kawhi and mean Paul George, and I'm like, "These are great cards."
Yeah, you pick the best team, I think, for photogenic. Clippers have the best base photos on their cards, but none. Like I've actually collected the full set of photogenic because I loved it so much. And I just finished it yesterday, which is awesome. But yeah, looking at the card, you see the clip of the Kawhi Leonard on the side, the horizontal card that you've got on the base. Like some of those base cards actually have value too, which is awesome to see. Like photogenic's worth the rip, even just for the bases alone.
You know, I'm a big fan of Recon and Obsidian. Like there's something about those cards that I really like, but the card that I really like is Origins. The colors with Origins are really pretty. Like the backgrounds, I think like they can be quite like artistic. Other than I think there's State of the Art or something like that out of Court Kings, which is really nice. But yeah, the Origins cards, they're a little bit more expensive, and I think they're like a thicker card as well, which is
so the thicker ones that you've got, they're like the photogenic, Recon, Obsidian, Origins. Most of those boxes that are around the price point of somewhere around like 500 to 800 tend to have the thicker card stock. And I've noticed through my time here, like I'm lucky enough to get to see all the cards up front and see what I like and see what I don't. And Origins, admittedly, was my least favorite when I first got it, and so was Obsidian. And then I started ripping them, and they are probably 2 of my most favorite boxes now. So like it's it's so interesting with the cards, and it all depends on. For me, it all depends on the hit that I get. Like I'm more like if I get a nice LeBron out of Origins, I'm like, yes, that is so sick. But I struggle with seeing the value of the cards more than the actual what the card is. I'm a real numbers guy and things like as soon as I see it, I'm like, oh, that's a few $100s for that guy. Awesome. Like that's sick. Yeah, I'm a real sucker for the dollars behind it, I think.
I was going to say, I think that's like the approach that James and I are discovering, because him and I, like, we're basketball fans. So like when it comes to doing breaks, like I do some NFL football breaks as well. And I don't really like randoms because I like the Vikings. So I'm like, I just want to get the Vikings because I'm a big fan of the Vikings. But with the NBA, I'm such a fan. Like I'm a Hornets fan, but I love all of the NBA. So like when there's ever randoms, I'm like, I'm quite a big fan of getting a random, because I'm like, I could get a team that I either wouldn't usually buy, or, like I'm actually getting a card that maybe if I get a really nice Mallow, I'm not going to sell that. But if I get a really nice LeBron or a really nice, something else, I'll be like, no, I could actually make a bit of coin. But it's circling back, is James and I are like, these cards, like, we want to collect them all for our PC. I don't, that's valuable, but like I can't really think of parting ways with them. But like interesting from your point of view, like immediately, oh, actually, I could make some money on this. So it's interesting the different approaches people take.
Yeah, for sure. I do see, I have players that I PC, so I'm more of a players guy than a team guy, especially when my Grizzlies are like tanking and they're at the bottom of the table. I'm not really interested in supporting them. So move on to someone else and someone else. I'm a real player guy and just follow players more than anything. So that's where my PC goes. And if there's a deal that comes up, I take it every day of the week.
Yeah. Same with me, mate. Like my PC is Luka Doncic, so I've got a whole lot of him.
Ooh.
But now I've decided that I quite like Scoot Henderson, and we'll talk about that.
But rest in peace bank account with Luka, eh?
Yeah, mate. Got to release. Do I buy 5 teams or do I buy 1? I buy 5. And the 1, damn it. So with your favorite, with all the cards here that's come through, we've got tops coming, and we'll talk about the impact of that in a little 3-minute thing. But what's been your favorite card to pull?
Favorite to pull, hands down, was numbered 7 of 25. Chet Holmgren RPA. That was massive. So it was jersey numbered. So he was number 7, and we pulled the seventh one off the line. So 7 of 25, tie-dyed from Select. So it was a Select hobby that went absolutely crazy. I looked at it, and the value of that one at the moment would be, seeing as though it's jersey number, I'm expecting like 2.5K. So like that was massive. We've pulled
Was that
like
PC?
Carlo Auto. So was this for me?
No,
Talking about
I'm
for me?
asking, was that PC or was that just for?
So that was just on breaks. That was actually for big ads on a private break. Best card I have pulled myself, though, was a to 10 on card Manu Ginobili from an elite box in 22-23. That's basically what started my unboxing career. Essentially, getting a Manu Ginobili to 10 was sick. I loved it.
So Adam, we have this question that we always ask on Basketball Edition. Was that balding Ginobili, or was it fully bald Ginobili, or was that hair Ginobili?
That was on his way out, full balding Ginobili.
Oh, value.
Proper Friar Tuck.
Balding Ginobili is like, that's my favorite sixth man of all time.
Yeah.
So, we have this discussion quite a lot on Basketball Edition, but that's cool, man. And the impact of what that's going to have on the industry, like you've touched on it before, you'll go where the fans are, or you'll go where the cards are, but it's going to have a big impact, a real big impact.
It will. I think it will. But it's also like, it really depends on what the customers want. So I'm not sure where it's going to go, what's going to happen with Panini potentially, losing their licenses as well. I haven't done too much research into what Topps is doing, other than seeing it everywhere over Instagram about that 1 of 1. The hype is real for that 1 of 1, but I'm also just trying to put it on the back burner a wee bit, because there's only one. He's only signing one auto. There's going to be, I don't know how many boxes they put out, but I wouldn't want to see them all put together. So like, I don't know how I'm feeling about the Topps. It's interesting. It's definitely a funky one.
What I find interesting is that Fanatics, the owner of Fanatics, he's the guy that bought Topps. So that's why there's all this chat. Wemby signed with Fanatics. So that's why there are no Wemby Panini autos. So I thought that was really interesting. So everyone looking to pull Wemby autos in the upcoming 23-24 boxes, unlucky.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I'm still thinking my Mystic Ball, I'm looking into the future. I think this 23-24 Panini stuff is going to skyrocket in price.
Yeah,
just because of Wemby. Not even with the autos, I don't think it matters. Like Prism, the Prism had like Prism being such an OG of cards, and now we're getting Wemby in there. Like, that's awesome. I think it's going to be a huge sell, and it may even hold its price, if not hold its price better than 22, 23.
One thing with that, and we'll touch on that in the next quarter with rookies, I've seen how much the Luka rookies have gone up. I bought them real cheap. I've got 12 Luka rookies and 12 good ones, and they've gone up in value by about, I'd say, 300% since the rookie year, and I've held on to them. So anyone out there that wants to buy them, you can't have them. They're mine. Yeah. Let's take us into quarter 3. We're going to be talking about the rookie watch. So, Adam, you've touched on it lightly with this year's going to go gangbusters. I 100% agree with you, mate. Me and Phil, we're banking up and buying our rookies, and I've got enough now in the bank that I can confidently start talking about them, because I wanted to sort of play my cards close to my chest, and I didn't want to reveal too much of like what I've seen and why I'm going for it. So, and hopefully you can chime in, and Phil, you will as well. I'm 100% sure you will, my brother. So firstly, we'll talk about the big elephant in the room, or the big alien in the room, which is Wembanyama. So we know how good he is now. I know how good he is going to be. He's going to be an exceptional talent. It's going to be something we've probably never seen before in the NBA. And we're seeing how good, and I'm likening it to Giannis, with how good Giannis Antetokounmpo is right now. I think Wembanyama is going to become a hybrid of Giannis, a hybrid of Kevin Durant. And we're only just touching the surface of how good this guy's going to be right now. And
I'm definitely hearing you on that side. He's an alien. Like, when you watch him, I just can't believe the way he moves around the court for the size that he is. I don't watch him too much, but when I do get a chance to catch a Spurs game and see him play. I'm just wondering, where's Wembanyama? Why is he on the sideline? He is, his plus minus for that team would be, I mean, I haven't seen it, but I know that it would be insane compared to when he's off the court. So he's a great watch, but someone I'm actually looking out for is the young fella from the Grizzlies, Gigi Jackson. Second, he's a great player. I managed to catch his career high 23 points the other night when Jar was out, and he's looking like a baller. And he's the youngest in the NBA right now, so I'm definitely looking out for him.
Looks like he's got a good head on his shoulders as well. Like, he's been doing the rounds as well. His reaction to Shaq talking to him in that interview, I was just like, oh, that's gold. He seems like just a really good kid as well. So I hear you on that one. The Grizzlies, they've got the thing that bugs me about the Grizzlies is the amount of Kenneth Lofton Jr. cards that get pulled all the time, and I'm like, that guy. I don't know if he's going to amount to anything. He's obviously been waived, and he's with the Sixers now. But honestly, he's just in everything.
I feel like, because I watched the Grizzlies quite intensely, and I'm actually ashamed that they got rid of him, because I thought he was the amount of minutes that he gets, and obviously he's not like a run-of-the-mill basketball player with the size he has, but he can get buckets. He was a good bucket getter for them, so I'm surprised that they waived him, but either way, that's fine.
I'd say to have to do something with his cardio reach. Like when he's redlining, it'll be redlining probably after jogging for a couple minutes. But circling back to Gigi Jackson, did you see what he said to Steph Curry the other day?
No.
So he got uninvited to Steph Curry's camp, so that's why he went so gangbusters against the Warriors the other day. He said, I got uninvited from your camp, but it was just there that the numbers were too big. And Steph was like, I'm so sorry, man. Like the numbers were full. We had to get rid of kids. So just make sure who you leave out of things in future NBA players. They could come back and bite you like they did that day.
Gotta love a chip on the shoulder, eh? Gotta love it.
Yeah, that's a mentality, hey. It's a good one to have going in.
Yeah. He's going into our current little dog squad, because we've talked about dog squads, and that's one thing that we look out for with the rookies that we've talked through. So I know, Phil, you've been chasing a particular rookie. I know which one, but I will let you unveil the rookie that you have been chasing, my friend.
Well, I mean, it's no real surprise seeing that I'm a Hornets fan. It's the thing that I'm actually a little bit disappointed with in the 23-24 year, having such a promising rookie in the team, because it means the Hornets and all the breaks get priced accordingly. But no, yeah, Brandon Miller actually just got half an eye on the Hornets versus the Sixers, and he looks like he should be it. He's a 3-point shooter. He can rebound. He's athletic. He seems to have a good head on his shoulders. I remember talking to James pre-draft. I was like, I feel like we really need to have a real dog in our team. So I was real keen to get Scoot. But then, of course, they ended up going with Brandon Miller. And so I'm still a Scoot fan. But I remember them talking about the amount of 6'8", 6'9" guys that you actually come across from a drafting point of view that can shoot and that can move the way that he is really rare. So you're never going to pass up on a guy like that when it comes to drafting them for a team, that is. So really big fan of Miller from a rookie point of view. And the other actual Hornet that I'm going to throw in there is a cheeky smoky, Nick Smith Jr. Not a lot of people talk about him, but that guy, he was drafted about 26, 28 or something like that. And he has got talent. He balled out in Summer League. He just needs to be given an opportunity now. So those are probably my PC, selfishly, my own team that I support players as well. Jimmy, what about you, bro? I think we all know who you're chasing, but for the fans out there.
We all do. So I'm officially at 34 Scoot Henderson cards. I have been chasing Scoot Henderson. The only ones that are producing them are Hoops at the moment. With players, what I look for is I go over 3-year cycle. So I'm looking with how good they're going to be in 3 years' time. I'm looking at the fundamentals that they've got now and how they're going to translate later. And Scoot's one player there that I've seen enough things in tape to know there that this guy is going to be a lot better than what has been put forward. He got sent to the G League, but he's got the right coach with him, with Chauncey. And he comes in from time to time and he'll get a 30-point game, 11 assists. And then the next game, he'll have 5 points, 3 assists, things like that. So he'll find his consistency, but it's rookie year. And I've seen enough to go, okay, I'm all in. I'll hold the cards. I'll buy the teams while they're low, and they're probably not going to be low after today. Damn it. But I chased presentation, and that's all I wanted, right? I was going presentation, and I finally got it the other night. And
hold on, back up. What was the first presentation that you got?
Damian Lillard.
as a Blazer,
That's a
and
Blazer.
then this is like so close, and then bang, Scoot as a Blazer. So now, what do you need to complete
Nice.
the presentation pack?
I need Chris Murray from the Blazers. Chris Murray's a bit of a nothing, but having that, we're talking about the presentation sets, having that would be like, would you put that on the wall? I would. Like, that wall there is looking for presentation sets.
Yeah, 100%. That's it. You need to get those on show. I have all my cards blue tacked on the wall in one touches, and yeah, it looks sick. Highly
many-
recommend that.
how many-
At the moment, it's looking set. I've actually been fucking pulling them down for giveaways. So I mean, they're slowly like dwindling, but I've got like, 6 or 7 nice RPAs up there that I like to keep. So my PC's just rookies and RPAs, and more or less it. And I don't like to touch the thicker autos. I'm about on card. Yeah. I need to know that they've touched the card. Otherwise, it's just, it has no value to me otherwise,
It's like patches that haven't been game worn. It's like,
Oh,
what's the point?
What's the point?
Yeah, what's the
100%.
point?
I'm pretty sure all of the 22, 23 product for rookies is all not game worn. There might be a select few boxes that are game worn, but most of them are just tissues, just napkins. So it's a bit of a pay. But especially when you pay that much money for a hobby box, it's like, how can you not get one singlet? It's amazing for $1 million company, $1 billion company, possibly.
Like, really? Yeah.
I don't know. I don't understand how his twin isn't as good. Chris Murray at the Blazers, like it's.
Do you think they'll be the same player?
Well, I mean, like Amen and Azure, and then Marquise, Marcus Morris, like they're all sort of, they have different parts, but pretty much fundamentally, similar sort of skill set.
Yeah.
But I don't know whether or not it's just opportunity, or maybe the one pet thing.
We'll now run into our last quarter, which is the contender check for this year. So we love doing a little wrap up. And Adam, I'm going to throw to you of who you are thinking is going to win the NBA title.
Okay. Well, I've been chopping and changing my ideas over the last few weeks, and I am going all guns blazing, locking them in to the end of the season. The Clippers are the team that are going to do it. Only because James Harden seemed happy, I think. And he seems like he's in a good spot, and when he's playing good, he is a dangerous man. So I'm looking for them to start playing well. I want Kawhi to be back to his championship form, get PG back in. I mean, I'm excited for that team. They were my team that when I first started watching NBA, I took them, and then I bandwagon, when they're not going so good, I jump ship. But if they're back on, I'm back on the Clippers. So hopefully they can have a good run in the playoffs here.
Who's coming out of the East for you?
Got to be the Celtics, though. When Paws is active, they just look unstoppable. I think they have the best team in the league when Porzingis is in, for sure.
I know you said it's got to be, like it literally has to be in terms of Tatum, in terms of like how many times are the Celtics going to make Eastern Conference Final, going to make the finals? At what point, like what extra players do they need? They brought in Drew, they've brought in, everyone calls them Pingus and all the breaks. They've brought all these guys in. It's like, it's time. You've given Supermaxes to Brown and Tatum. What extra player do you need? Is it now everyone's throwing shade at Joe Mazzulla? So it's like, is he already the
topic block
scapegoat?
if they can't do it? That's how it's going to go.
After this, if the Celtics don't make the final or don't win, do they blow it up? Do they get rid of Brown? Do they get rid of Porzingis, Drew?
There's no way they can fully blow that up.
No. Then if they don't do it this year, they need to give themselves at least one more year to try. Because I think from my experience of watching NBA, teams don't try for long enough to make it happen. Like you do look at Giannis over there at the Bucks and how long it took for them to actually get to a championship, and they did it without even really acquiring huge pieces, so it's all about a time thing. They don't need to rush into trying getting a championship just like that, especially when it blows over so quick, the championship.
Well, I mean, look at the Raptors, right? I mean, they came out of nowhere, Kawhi to go there in that trade. And then the 76ers, they were, 4 bounces of the ball on the rim that Kawhi shot from the corner of like not being eliminated, like that. And so by all rights, it should have been the Sixers. That's another team that have been in contention for the past however many years, and always seem to fall either one game short of the Eastern Conference Finals or can't quite make it out. So yeah, there just seems to be these little things. There are some teams that match up better against each other than others, and it's where a lot of people don't talk about it. Oh, it doesn't matter where you fall, in the 8. as long as you're in the 8, for the playoffs. But actually seeding, can be massive, when it comes to who you're actually going to come up against. No one wants to come against Jimmy.
Yeah.
No
Jimmy Bucket.
way.
I'd love to see Jimmy win a ring, eh?
Yeah, at some
Well,
point he deserves that.
He does. And so we'll put that down in our notebook of notes there, Adam, that you, Adam from Waterpool, is calling a Clippers Celtics final. I like it,
Yeah.
double C.
Yeah.
The other thing as well, bro, I'm going to suggest to you guys in Waterpool, the fat James Harden chase. I think there that we need to do
I'm on board. I'm on board.
one box of us chasing fat James Harden.
I tell you what, I think I've got some fair James Harden giveaways that we may see tonight. Let's do it.
Yeah,
So good at
Rockets. Yeah,
and like
it's that last year at the Rockets.
the number is his weight. Like imagine that, like we're chasing the number, which was his weight in pounds, like 350 pounds or something like that. It's so good.
20 kilos out of 121, and he's just shrimmed off some pounds.
That's so good.
For the finals, Phil, who did you have, mate?
Well, we'll talk East and West. So, I mean, it's who I want and who I think. So, who I want is I'd love the Heat to go back to win the Eastern Conference Finals. But I think the way things are going, I'll throw the Bucks back in the mix. I think a lot of people haven't appreciated some of the personal drama going on with Damian Lillard. I heard a commentator say the other day, he's been dealing with a divorce. He's been separated from his kids, so he's got a lot of personal life stuff going on, and that's been reflected in his shooting statistics. You can't separate real life from work life, right? It's the same with us. It's the same with basketball players. So I think that they're going to start. Yeah, I think he's got the right mentality to take them into the playoffs, to take them far, and they've got enough depth. Well, their starting lineup at least. I think they probably need to do something to their bench. But yeah, probably the Bucks coming out of the East. And then in the West, I think the Thunder are a great team, but I'm not sure how deep they're going to go into the playoffs. I think they're too young. I think that's probably quite an obvious statement for most. I'm not a huge Lakers fan again. I think AD goes missing too often. And so I quite like your Clippers chat. I mean, Kawhi's got the right mentality. The only problem with the Clippers is health. So I think this year PG and Kawhi have been really healthy, which has been massive for them. So that's a real good shout for the Clippers. I could definitely jump on that bandwagon with you there. And then, but I mean, you can't go past the Joker, right?
He's always there.
They've got depth. He's got the right mentality. Jamal Murray's a dog. I'm a big Michael Porter Jr. fan, and Aaron Gordon. So I mean, again, they've got depth too. Christian Braun
That's a
seems to be
squad when you think about it. Hey, that
really
Nuggets team is insane.
So probably I'll go Nuggets Bucks in the final, and I'm an East fan, so I'll say the Bucks are going to take it. Dame's going to get his first ring.
Still,
I like it. Well, I'm going to wrap us up there with my contenders. So I agree with you with the Nuggets, and I agree with you guys with the Clippers, and I agree with you guys with the Thunder. I think for me, the narrative can go a couple ways in the West, so I'll start with them. I'm thinking if the Thunder do what the Thunder did when they had Jimmy, Westbrook, and Harden back in the day, I think they could legitimately surprise and get to the finals, but I don't think they can win it. They would be my smoky. I think the Nuggets, I just think the Joker, he's got that year's experience. And I think with that there, that's going to be hard to come up against. And Jamal Murray starts heating up. But then if Jamal Murray gets injured, they're going to struggle. So I'm thinking the Nuggets will get out of the West. I like what you guys are saying about Kawhi and skinny James Harden. We'll say now he is hit the apex of his weight issues. So I think they're like I have to say this generation of NBA as well has to be one of the best narratives that we've seen in 30 years of what's happening. So many contenders. I'll move into the East. So agree with the Bucks, agree with the Celtics, but my team I think is going to come through this year is the 76ers. I think all that happened, I know there though a Joel Embiid injury away could impact them, and that's the worry. He's not playing enough games at the moment, but when he's on the court, I saw a stat today, he's averaging, I think, 34, 35, and he's played 21 games where he's played the full game. The rest, he hasn't played the third quarter. So they're blowing teams out, and Joel Embiid is the only person that I think could combat Giannis. I think he's the only person that can combat Joker. So if he's fit, I think the 76ers could do well. They could make it.
And I'll add to that. I think the key to the Sixers is actually Tobias Harris. He's big money player, but that guy can go missing. And
Yeah.
you know Maxi's going to be on, you know Embiid's going to be on, but you have to have that, at least that third guy.
Great episode. Awesome.
Well done, in the books.
Love
I
it. It's
think-
awesome to have you, Adam. Really appreciate it, mate. Great insights. Good bants. You're a good man.
Thank you. Appreciate it. We hope to see you all around. Hopefully we can get some of these people listening in there too. You know what the energy's all about over at Waterpool.
And we'll get you back, mate, once we have the next big set of cards coming through. Let's
Sweet.
get you to talk some more. I'm looking
Once
forward to it.
the Clips are holding that trophy, I'll come back and we can have a chat about it.
Yes.